What's up folks, Fleshless Friends here with my review of the Logitech G300s optical gaming mouse. Let's take a quick look at the box. Though I've done my research online before going to the store to buy this mouse, I was pleasantly surprised to see that the mouse came in a nicely designed box, considering its asking price of just $30. And though I don't usually buy products based on packaging, I did find myself attracted to it, removing what little doubt I had when it came time to pull out my wallet. So I guess the box did its job, but what about the mouse? To be honest, this is the first gaming mouse I've owned, but I have seen other gaming mouses in person, and I have to say that compared to mouses twice its price, this mouse can hold its own. So as far as looks are concerned, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Let's take a closer look. The sides where you grip the mouse has a hexagonal pattern on it, and I'm not sure if this is meant to improve grip, because honestly, it offers zero gripping advantage. The mouse comes with 9 programmable buttons, which, if you're coming from a regular mouse, you might wonder why would I need all those buttons. I'll get to that later. The mouse also has LEDs on the side that you can change the colors of if you're into that, or turn off completely, which I've done for my own use. How does the mouse feel in the hand? Before I got the G300s, I used to use a regular 2-button mouse, which I naturally grip with 2 fingers on top. But with this mouse, I decided to try using 3 fingers to take full advantage of all of its buttons. Of course, you can still use all the buttons with just 2 fingers, but the shape of the mouse was just asking for me to use it with 3. So I've been using this mouse for 2 months now, and I have to say that for 3-finger use, the mouse is a bit cramped. Still completely usable, but I wish it were a bit wider. Now this could simply be a peculiarity of the way I hold my mouse. So if you're going to use it with just 2 fingers, the mouse could just be the right fit. Let's take a look at the Logitech gaming software, which if you've never had a mouse with programmable buttons, might seem intimidating. But just play around with it and the basics become easy. The most obvious functionality it offers is the ability to set the color of the LEDs, or turn it off by setting it to black. The software, which you can download from Logitech's website, allows you to customize what each button does. If you want your left mouse button to be your enter key, you can do that. It's totally up to you. There are other settings too, such as DPI, which you can adjust up to 2500. Now you might think that this is all too much customization for me, and you may be right. The reality is you don't have to use any of these, and you can just use it like a regular mouse. But it's nice to have the functionality in case you need it. Let me show you some possibilities. For Chrome, I've assigned the 2 left small buttons to allow me to switch my tabs, and I use the 2 other buttons on the right to open and close tabs. I use the mouse wheel button to go full screen, and I use the button under that to clear my browsing history. For Word documents, I use the 2 left small buttons as my up and down arrow key, and I use the 2 right small buttons as my left and right arrow keys. I use the mouse wheel button as my enter key, and I use the button under that as my backspace, all of which helps me in editing my Word documents. For Evernote, I use my left small button as my up and down arrow keys, and I use the one on my right to go forward and back. I use the mouse wheel button to delete notes, and I use the button under that as my backspace. And to be honest, it was Evernote that triggered my purchase of this mouse, because of their decision to require 2 keys to delete a note. Thanks a lot, Evernote. So do I recommend this mouse? It isn't perfect, but for Windows or Mac users that want to experiment with extra buttons, the G300s is a good choice, as it won't break the bank and lets you experience the advantage of having lots of mouse buttons. If you're a Linux user though, I don't recommend this mouse, because the Logitech gaming software is not available for Linux, and though you can customize the buttons on Windows or Mac and then use it on Linux, you still lose certain functionalities. But what if you're not a gamer? The advantage of a mouse like this can be applied to practically any program, and to be honest, I haven't used it to play any games yet. So, if you're looking for a new mouse and want your mouse to do more things for you, then definitely check the G300s out. Its number of customizable buttons combined with its looks and price makes this a good replacement for when your old mouse breaks, especially if you want to try a new mousing experience, but are on a tight budget. And that's the G300s. If you like this video, please subscribe and like it, and let me know what you think in the comment section below.